Welcome guys, Road to the Show, third part of the series. We are 10 weeks out now from the 2025 Alberta Bodybuilding Championships. If you're following me along, thank you so much for doing that. It's much appreciated. Kind of doing this to keep myself accountable as well. And if you find it interesting, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that cool stuff for the algorithm. It's much appreciated. So where are we at today versus where we were at from last week? This week, I am down about 4 pounds, I would say. Not overly thrilled by that because it's coming in a little too fast and furious lately. I dropped the calories down to 2,200. I increased the cardio to 14,000 steps. As you might know, I measure the cardio not in time, I measure it in steps. So I do 14,000 steps on an incline on the treadmill, 3 miles an hour, with a 2.5 incline right now. I usually split it up 2 times. I do an hour in the morning, and then I just go about my daily activities, getting in my steps, doing whatever I gotta do, work, play, whatever. And then check towards the end of the evening, see how many steps I have remaining, and then I polish those off on the treadmill for my 14K. So right now, down 4 pounds, and that is despite a 2-day carb refeed where I bumped my carbs up to close to 400 grams for 2 days. Normally they're sitting around 200 grams, so I doubled it. I just wanted to kind of see where that would, leave me. It filled me out nicely. I was very happy with that. I think I could have gone higher. I probably could have gone even longer, an extra day. Just because of my body size, I'm 241 pounds. It's a lot of glycogen to store in the muscle tissue. But I didn't want to overdo it. I gotta think forward to that peak week, that final week where you're depleting those carbohydrates out of your body with the intention of drawing all the water out, and super compensating with carbs to fill them back up again so they fill right out, with the idea being you stay full and dry. And the goal is that you want to get in as lean shape as you can, probably about 10 to 14 days out. 2 weeks, perfect. And then coast in, you got a lot of wiggle room. So I kind of do the math based on my body fat percentage and where it might be at my current weight trend and how I'm dropping. And with that 4 pound drop, it's putting me a little bit, I want to say farther ahead. It's a weird term to use because I'm not where I want to be, but I think I'm a little bit farther ahead of where I want to be right now, which is 10 weeks out. Because you don't want to be ready at, 4 weeks out or 5 weeks out and then have to coast for that last little bit. I would rather eat into the show than have to worry about struggling at the last minute to get the final fat down and to, manipulate all those things that we have to, the sodium and the carbs and the water and all of those things. So what I may plan on doing is one of 2 things. I will likely probably get another refeed in maybe to the later part of this week, and bump it up a little bit higher. I'll probably go as high as 500 grams of carbs. See, the idea, what is a refeed? I guess I should probably explain that if you haven't heard that term before. And there are the dogs. I can see from my face I'm starting to get that contest prep look. It's getting sucked in. These lines are getting deeper. And hey, what are you going to do? That's what happens when you're lean. Keep quiet, guys. Dad's on contest prep. See, I just broke my train of thought. One of 2 things. Are we done? Are we done? Wonderful. They're not done. I am I don't want to increase the calories just yet, although it's probably a little bit too low. I would rather do the refeed. Oh yeah, what is the refeed? Different than a cheat meal. I don't know if I've got the psychological willpower right now for a cheat meal. I've done it before and it's messed me up. It messes with my head, especially when you're eating nice and tight and clean. You go out and you have yourself a burger and fries or whatever the case may be, and every single time I feel like crap, I want to eat more of it, and it's just psychologically draining on me. But what I like with the refeed is you can have more of the same food that you're already eating, specifically carbs. So I'm going to crank the carbs up to about 500. Where am I sourcing those carbs? Predominantly from rice and rice cakes. I'm going to use the sweetened rice cakes. That's what I did last time, those caramel or whatever, with the idea being is a little bit of sugar on top of it really spikes the insulin and drives those carbs in faster into the muscle. So it's almost like I'm practicing the peak week to see what type of a response I get. See, the idea being full, dry, but you don't really notice those impacts until you're super, super lean. Because how are you holding, you don't know if you're holding water when you're still fat, you're fat still. So now that I'm getting leaner, I can kind of see the results a little bit better, which is fantastic. I started doing tanning as well. Not because I need to, because the show tan is more than enough. You can go in there when they do the spray tan on you, the pro tan, and that's plenty. You can go in there stark white and come out looking like a Greek god tan to the nines. But where I find that it helps is if you have that darker color already, you can see what's going on a little bit better. And when you're starting to practice your posing, which I've got to start doing soon, with my coach, Antonella, best contest prep coach / wife in the business, maybe next to Samson Dowda's wife. She's got a pretty good accolade behind her there, I think. Coaches Mr. Olympia. You just coach a 55-year-old senior citizen, but good job. Coach Antonella's right beside me here with...
I wouldn't say it's exactly the same.
Not exactly the same.
No.
Similar. Let's leave it at that.
We'll just leave it at that.
We'll just leave it at that. Yeah.
But thank you for the mention.
You're welcome. He got, how much did he get there? 500 grand? 700 grand? You could get
a percentage.
A percentage of zero. You'll score.
It's so motivating.
Dinner out.
It's very motivating.
You'll score dinner out afterwards. Hey, if
the grams are a little off, don't be surprised.
If the grams, she weighs it all my food. So every time I get a meal, I'm always questioning her. It's like, is this how much food I'm supposed to get? Like it's a surprise every single time I show up with a paltry little sniveling, dirty little dish of chicken, avocados, and rice. Don't get me wrong, I love it. It just sucks that it's so friggin' small. Like it's
50 grams of rice sounds like it might be a nice quantity, but really,
it's a shit quantity.
It's a grain of rice.
It's 2 spoons of rice in it. Shut up! You know what I'm literally doing now is I'm scraping the bowl for every single fiber of rice, thinking it's going to make a huge amount of fulfillment in my life, which... Okay, seriously. Could I get some assistance with this now? We're in the middle of something monumental here, and I've got dogs. Not the best environment for this filming. So we're going to do a refeed, couple days, 500 grams, probably towards the end of the week. I don't want to do them too often, but if my weight's dropping the way that it is, then I'm going to have to consider, we're going to have to consider bumping up the calories, or maybe even lowering the step count down from 14,000 and going from there. So now's a good time to thank some of my awesome sponsors too. If I didn't do that on the last one, I sincerely apologize. But what I did do was I threw up their banners and logos on the screen, so I hope I did them some just. Revolution Nutrition. I get all my supplements from them. Fantastic products. Although I was kind of slowed down on the use during prep. I haven't been using the whey isolate. Well, no, I have. First 2 meals have been whey isolate. Whey protein isolate's good. Reason being is very low in lactose, very high in protein, very low in calories. So when you have restricted calories but still need a shitload of protein, like I'm up around 250 grams of protein, hard to get that while still keeping the calories low. Like really your only couple options are going to be fish and chicken, to get those egg whites. Freaking egg whites, just never egg whites for me. I can't stomach it. I think it's important to enjoy the food on your prep. So if you can replace some of the garbage stuff that you hate with something that's suitable, more suitable, by all means, have at it. Calories in, calories out, good quality protein. Get her done. So what am I eating now? First 2 meals. For meal number 1, I have Coach Antonella's tiramisu. The recipe is in the playlist for recipes. Check it out. Fantastic. Basically, it is 3 Weetabix biscuits, douses it over with coffee, lets it soak in nicely, and then it's Greek yogurt, whey protein isolate.
Pudding, the high protein pudding with, you're right.
Yep, that's the one. What else is in the tiramisu? Cocoa powder on top, sprinkled on a little bit of cocoa powder.
Blueberries.
Blueberries, not a lot, 50 grams. It's not a lot of calories, just gives it a nice little taste. I put Walden's pancake syrup on top, 0 calorie. Friggin' thing tastes like a dessert. It's packed with protein. It's very satisfying with the Weetabix because there's quite a bit of fiber in it. Gonna have to cut that though at some point. And I shed a tear when that moment comes because it's a delicious friggin' breakfast. I'll replace that likely with a cream or rice meal. You don't want a ton of fiber in your body come close to contest, simply because for bloating, digestion. But for this far out, it's perfect because it keeps you full for a long period of time. Second meal is a high protein pudding, and that one's made with cream cheese, Greek yogurt, whey protein isolate, Revolution Nutrition. Use coupon code RN Daryl. They give you a free product with every single order. I'll put that link down
And the
here.
Cookies and cream is the best flavor.
Cookies and cream protein.
Cookies. You can choose any flavor, but that seems to work the best.
And we got the cappuccino flavor is pretty good.
That's good for tiramisu.
Oh, the tiramisu, the cappuccino flavor.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about Revolution is, it's good quality, fantastic quality. The price is great. The taste is amazing.
Yes.
Like I've used some. I'm not just saying that because they're sponsored.
No, it really is.
I'm not saying that because they're a sponsor of mine. I was using their product for years before I was even sponsored by them.
Yeah.
And then, seriously, making a video here. Okay. Before I was even sponsored by them. But Cheapo Daryl says, how do I go about getting my stuff on sale? Because I'm spending a fortune on this shit. So I reach out to the company. Hey, I'd like to be an ambassador. I'd suggest you do something similar to like that too, if you can represent the company very well. Revolution Nutrition. IM8, another sponsor. I use their daily essentials. It's kind of like a daily greens drink, but so much better. It's got everything in it: vitamins, minerals, electrolytes, brain health, heart health, joint health, hormonal health.
For the ladies. You need, this is too much information.
It's going to be too much information. I know.
But
it's
if your periods are irregular and your symptoms prior are really terrible, the IM8 does assist with that. I just
Period
want to
talk.
put that in for the ladies.
There we go. That's great.
Because
That's
sometimes
lovely.
you have
That's
ladies watching too, and
Yep.
they want to know this.
Phenomenal. It's good for your period, guys. Get on the IM8. You'll be regular. Good God, I wish I was better at editing. I really do. But I'm keeping it in. Who else do we have to mention? We have Recon Health and Fitness out of Calgary, Alberta. Cody, the man.
The best.
Couldn't find the best gym in Lethbridge, Alberta.
Found the best equipment
Go
supplier.
figure. But I found the best equipment supplier and built a kick-ass home gym that I'm pretty sure rivals or exceeds any of the gyms in the city.
In this city.
In this particular
and maybe
little
Saskatchewan.
tiny, good chance of Saskatchewan, maybe a small corner of Manitoba. It's probably one of the best gyms. Probably one of the best gyms out there.
And Wawa, Ontario.
And Wawa, Ontario. Absolutely the best gym. Absolutely the best gym in Wawa, Ontario. I've got friggin' everything in there. You're gonna lose it. You can tell. Contest prep, edgy, impatient, hungry. I got to do a gym tour for you guys. I'm still waiting on a few more pieces of equipment. Once those come in, Cody, I'm going to do a tour, show you all of it. It's pretty wild. Who else we have sponsors on board? IM8, Recon, Revolution Nutrition, Gasp Clothing and Better Bodies. Thank you to them. I pretty much to my wife's demise, have every single thing that they make. Pretty much, but thanks. In every color. If I like something, I got to go out and buy
all of it.
All of it. Yeah, why not? It's good to color coordinate. And yeah, that might just be a wrap for today. 10 weeks out. Oh, what I'm going to start doing probably at the 8-week mark, I'm going to start doing photo updates. Not quite there in my head yet psychologically where I want to be walking around with my shirt off and sharing that shit with you guys. I probably should have, but I'll share the before pictures where I started at 310 pounds. So right now we're down about almost 70 pounds. And when did I start? Like it was under a year ago.
Under a year ago. Yeah, I'll say maybe 8 months.
Yeah, it was probably about 7-8 months ago. I was 310. So the problem I'm dealing with now is excess skin. When you get older, for those of you who are older, you know that the collagen in your skin doesn't have the same elasticity that it does. So when you tend to lose weight, it shrinks, but the skin doesn't always cooperate and shrink along with it. You wish it did, but damn it, getting old sometimes sucks, and that's part of the process. So you kind of have to do a little bit of trickery. I've been using copper peptide serum on the areas that are a little bit sloppier than others. I got to do my best to kind of keep that under wraps, but what are you going to do? Again, I'm not doing this to be Mr. Alberta or Mr. Universe, and there's no expectation that I'm going to walk away with 20 trophies or not like that. I love the journey. I love the discipline. I love the lead up. I love the responsibility. I love driving my wife fucking crazy. I love screaming at my animals, and I love being really hungry and wishing I could have cheesecake just about every flippin' day. But I'm going to hang tight. I truly do enjoy it. I enjoy and appreciate you watching. I'm very grateful for all the comments, all the shares. For such a new YouTube channel, I think we're doing pretty darn good.
Not bad.
We're getting close to 5,000 subscribers.
Let's hit the big 5K.
The big 5K. So if you want to subscribe, support your boy so I can afford to do more of these shows until I'm... how old? I don't know, 70, 80, 90, as long as I can. As long as I'm still able to, then why not? Hey, it's a goal. If you want a goal, if you want coaching for weight loss, nutrition, doesn't have to be contest prep. In fact, we don't do contest prep. Just my wife does it for me because she's got patience most of the time for me. But hook us up, gazyfitness.com. That link is down there too. We do a great job with coaching, and Antonella's latest accolade, she is 2 for 2 with Orange Theory Fitness Transformation Challenge winner, coached by Master Coach Antonella 2 years in a row. She's coached the first place winner both times. How ironic. So look us up. You want to lose weight? She knows how to do it. I am living proof that She knows how to do it. So thanks again. We're going to check in soon. Pictures, food. Oh, I didn't talk about the rest of the meals. So the other 4 meals, sorry about that. Got a little bit of... Other 4 meals are kind of boring. Easy, tastes good though. I do chicken, avocado for the fat, rice for the carbs. And in order to spice her up a little bit and to change it up a little bit, I use Flavor God seasonings. My go-to right now has been ghost pepper. I like a little bit of jazz. 0 calories, all natural, Flavor God. Not sponsored by them. I wish I was though, because they've got like a million different flavors. It's all natural stuff. Really good. Use a little bit of sriracha. Happen to have that kicking by. Sea salt, 1/4 teaspoon every meal. Got to get the sodium in. Guys, don't be... If your doctor says, oh, you got to avoid the salt, tell him to go fuck himself, because he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. We need sodium. We need a fair bit of it, right? Especially if you're exercising. I'm not talking about lay on the couch potato types that need to be throwing in extra salt because they're already eating a shit ton as it is. That's likely what they're referring to when they say, cut back on the sodium a little bit. Well, if you're a couch potato and you're having 10 grams of sodium a day, yeah, it's going to be a little too much. But if you're heavy into fitness and working out and exercises and sweating and being hot, then you're going to need to have some extra sodium in your life. Works wonders. And I bumped up the water intake a little bit. 7 liters a day. Oddly enough, I'm managing it pretty well. I put in Crystal Light because I'm like dreadfully fearful over plain water and I just can't seem to get it back, enough of it. So I'm doing 7 liters of that. It'll likely get up to 8 or 9 come close to contest week, and then we'll slightly trim it back. Never drop the water entirely. Bad move. The people that drop the water, asking for trouble. Here's the reason why. Muscles. What are they made out of? 70% water. Our bodies are water. Why do you want to restrict that shit? You want to get rid of the stuff that's in between the skin and the muscle so it looks nice and tight, but you don't do that by cutting the water off entirely, because then you just look flat and tight. And there's no point doing it. It's one or the other or both. So it's a bit of a science experiment. So stick with us. Thanks for watching. Check you out on the next one. Bye.